time log part 2. We're doing a spreadsheet. We're going to learn a little bit about absolute references and functions. Alright, you know the drill. Green text means go, red text means you got to take the notes, any other color means learn. Alright, Google Sheets is a spreadsheet program that is used to store and organize data. That's what we did in part 1. It can also calculate and analyze information, and it can be used to predict or forecast the future to aid in decision making. Today we're going to calculate and analyze the information. In part 2 we're going to calculate and analyze information, as I just said. Okay, here we go. Calculate percent. Okay, so here's the deal. We're going to calculate the percent using an absolute reference. Okay, there's a normal reference and an absolute reference, and let's take a look at the difference. Okay, alright, so let's do this. So you have this, we scoochied your, as you can see, we scoochied your chart down below to make room for these things. So percent, largest, smallest, average, hit pause and put those in. Okay, pause and now ready to go. Alright, to get the largest, we're going to type in a formula or a function equals, and we're going to say max. And then parenthesis, and then we're going to select our range. From here, we're not going to get the total. We're going to stop right here, and we're going to hit enter. All right. And as you can see, it puts in the largest number. The largest was on Sunday. You spent 9 hours sleeping. All right. Now, I'm going to use the autofill handle, and I'm going to copy that over. Okay. Now, as you can see, when I copied it over, it didn't copy it exactly. Look, this says B4 through B10. This one says C4 through C10. So that was a relative copy. It recognized the fact that I didn't want to keep it B4 or B10. I wanted to change it from B to C. So that is a relative copy. Okay. Now, let's try something different. Let's do the percent. So on the percent, I want to say, basically the percent is going to be this number divided by this number, right? So let's take a look at this, and we're going to say equals this number divided by this number, and I'm going to hit enter. Okay, and by the way, I'm going to click on percent to make it look like a percent. Okay, all right, now let's shrink that down. By the way, we just 28% is just fine. Okay, now watch what happens when I use my fill handle to copy that formula over. It's going to be unhappy because it's like, hey, you're trying to divide by 0, because look, I'm trying to divide this by, and scooching it over this. We want it to divide this, but we want this to stay the same. So what do? We make it an absolute reference. So what do? We put a dollar sign in front of it. This has nothing to do with money. It just means, basically what it means is, hey, this thing right here is money. This is the one you want. Don't change it. So I hit enter to accept it, and this one is still fine. Now, when I copy it over, now it's happy, because you can see on this one, if I double click, is taking this divided by this. This one stays the same. Okay, escape. If I double click on this, it shows this divided by this, and we're all set. Okay, so we have a relative versus an absolute reference. Alright, so now we're going to do the smallest. So we're going to type in a new function or formula equals min, parentheses, and we'll click and drag our range, enter, and use our fill handle to copy it over. Okay, same thing on average. We're going to type in equals average, parentheses, click and drag down, enter, and we're going to copy that over. Alright, so we've learned a few new of the major functions, max, min, average. Okay, let's go back to our Spiel. Okay, so what is an absolute reference? That's when you put the dollar signs and it forces it to stay on the same cell. What is a function? A function is a built-in formula like max, min, and average that assists you in performing calculations. Okay, and Excel is a spreadsheet program that is used to store and organize data, calculate and analyze information. So you took the basic information that we had, you add the max, min, and percent, and now it helps you to get more information. So now you can actually answer these questions because you have calculated and analyzed information. What do you spend the most percent of your time doing? What do you spend the least amount of time doing? What would you like to change about your schedule that you actually have control over? Answer those questions, and then tomorrow we're going to go on to part 3.